Then, next verse, Eliakim, son of Hilkiah, and Shebna and Joah, said to Rabshakeh, speak now to your servants in Aramaic, very close to Hebrew, for we understand it, and do not speak to us in Judean in the hearing of the people who are on the wall. In other words, they're saying this. Speak to us in Aramaic, very close to Hebrew. Actually, some of the Bible has Aramaic in it. But it's saying here, that's your language, Assyrians. I mean, that, or you know it. That's the international language of the time. Don't speak to us in Hebrew, that the people around on the wall are going to hear what you're saying. The Assyrians are speaking to them in Hebrew, basically. The enemy knows Hebrew. He knows Greek better than any expositor of the Bible. And he knows English. What's that telling you? The enemy knows how to speak your language. He knows how to relate things to you. He knows to seek to use the experiences in your life to get you. He knows your weaknesses, so you should know them. He knows what triggers things, pushes buttons with you. He knows what you went through. So be aware of it from the beginning. Understand your nature. Understand where you might be vulnerable. So the Judean messengers of Hezekiah say, don't speak to us in a language that everybody else can hear. Just speak to us in the official language. We'll understand it. Why? They know how dangerous words are. The Assyrians are using psychological warfare. So does the enemy. So they don't want it, the poison. They want to contain the poison. We'll hear it. We don't want the rest of it to hear that. But Rabshakeh, verse 27, said to them, has my master sent me only to your master, Hezekiah, and to speak to these words to you and not to the men who sit on the wall, who are doomed to eat their own dung and drink their own urine with you? This is, whoa. The enemy plays psychological warfare. Here, they want everybody to hear it, and they're implying again that these people are doomed. And you don't want them to hear, to be warned. So they're throwing more in. Then Rabshakeh stood up and he cried out. Now he's shouting with a loud voice in Judean, Hebrew, saying, hear the word of the great king, king of Assyria. Thus says the king, don't let Hezekiah deceive you. He will not be able to deliver you from my hand. First, he's speaking to Hezekiah. Then he switches to, now he's speaking to all of them against Hezekiah. Verse 30. And don't let Hezekiah, now listen to this, make you trust in the Lord, saying the Lord will surely deliver you and the city shall not be given into the hand of the king of Assyria. Now, they just were saying that they were speaking for the Lord. Now they're saying don't trust in the Lord. The enemy is not consistent. The enemy is saying, don't trust Hezekiah. And now it says, and here it's Hezekiah is the one who cares for them. The Assyrians obviously don't care one bit for them. They want to destroy them. So the enemy is trying to always get you to not trust in the one who does care for you. To trust in something else that doesn't. Sin is always trying to make you surrender to it rather than God. And here, don't let Hezekiah look at the situation, saying, and in the situation, it looks hopeless. It does. Verse 31. Do not listen to Hezekiah, for thus says the king of Assyria, make your peace with me, come out to me, and eat each of his vine and each of his fig tree, and drink each of the waters of his own cistern. Come out for yourselves. I'm making you a way. Where'd they get the fig tree? Where's that? That's from the Bible. That's from God saying that they will all be under their own fig tree. So what's happening is the enemy is taking the words of God in some way, the promise of God, and he's twisting them and saying, they're my words and my promise. The enemy is a counterfeiter. He imitates God. It says he appears as an angel of light. Until I come, verse 32, or else I come, and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of grain and new wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of olive trees and honey, that you may live and not die. What's he doing there? He's imitating the promise of God for the promised land and saying, I will take you to a promised land. But don't listen to Hezekiah when he misleads you, saying, the Lord will deliver us. I will bless you even more. You know, how many people remember Twilight Zone? The Twilight Zone. They had some interesting things. They had some lessons there, but there was one, I'm sure many of you remember it, where these aliens come from another planet and they promise that they're going to bless the world. They're going to bless them with peace, bless them with prosperity, bless them. And they do. They come and they start blessing. There's no more wars and all. And they say, we just come now and come to our planet and we're going to take you on special things and that's all great. Meanwhile, they find a book of the aliens that they can't translate. And when they look at the title, they can get that. It seems to be good. The people, they want to serve us. It's called To Serve Man. They want to bless us. Finally, the end, the guy's getting on the ship, going to be taken away, and the woman who translated it says, don't go on the ship, to serve man. It's a cookbook. Or is that twist? Well, that's what this is here. This is an ancient version of the Twilight Zone. They're coming and say, we're going to bless you, we're going to bring you to all that, and what they're going to do is they're going to devour them. And same with the enemy. Sin promises he's going to give you this, it's going to give you good. You go with this, you'll get some thrill. You'll get a quick thing, and then you're going to get served. Then you will get served on a platter. That's what sin does. You have this temptation. This thing isn't of God. This is adultery. This is going to just going to serve you. It's going to destroy everything in your life for a little nothing. It's going to destroy you. That's the way sin is. That is the serving of the enemy. He is not a servant. He is not going to serve you except that way. What he's talking about is, what if they say yes now, and it looks like they have no choice. It looks like they're going to the Assyrians destroyed everything. There was nobody who could stop them. They destroyed everything. But now they're saying, listen, we'll make a deal with you, so we won't destroy you. We'll bring you to a nice. So it seems like it's a logical way. It seems like in this situation, the enemy does that. But if they say yes, they're not going to take them to a nice land. They're going to take them in chains, and they're going to become their slaves and exiles, and they're going to be mutilated. Their life is going to be totally exile and destruction. The enemy calling evil good and good evil.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA. Hope of the World is dedicated to the goal of spreading God's Word and salvation to every land and people. We do this by spreading the word throughout the world and sponsoring compassion projects to the most poor and needy around the earth. To get in touch or have a part in God's work, just write to Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA. Or go to hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821.